Yep, what's up? Seeing that nobody else is up, spending my last day packing up. So in the afternoon, I could fly back home. Oh man, it's been a hell of a journey in Grand Junction. I tell you that much. How are y'all doing tonight, man? Shout out to my man Dar Dar. Gotta salute you with that, bro. Wow, even before we went live.
By the power of Grayskull.
So who else we got in the building? Oh man, doing God's work, man. Man, ready to get home, enjoy the new house. I'm on. What's up, Snowman? I'm listening in the building. Come on, folks. Gonna do a few answers and questions for people. Questions and answers, please. So, what's going on? So, graduated my final course of study. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Super Chat. Man. Ugh. Daughter said, can't wait to start making it on my own. I'm gonna put a gym in that bitch in a game room. Hell yeah. With Lamar in tow, now the Ravens, whom should they target on the receiver end? Well, they already got OBJ. They got Zay Flowers. I mean, that's a hell of a combination there. Then you still have Rashard Bateman. You still have the incomparable Mark Andrews. Ugh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. You still have a lot of incomparable people around them, so sky's the limit, my mom. So, what's been happening in these spaces? I know that we had, you know, BGS last night talking about the Octane series for the ladies, and a lot of times I think we need a panel tonight talking about octanes. I think we'll have a segment of that. I think we'll also have a segment of, you know, should what do I think of black men, going into certain aspects in certain fields. But here's store for you. Here in store for you is that I'm going to talk about a couple of things. Do we think of this Shame, blame, and explain. Even though you could only do but so much shaming, you can only do but so much explaining. A person who doesn't want to listen to your logic is never going to fall for it. Oh, man. And don't forget to catch the best damn sports show in town, Snowman Multimedia, every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Snowman in the morning with Cole Johnson. And at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have the Brian Snow Show. Woo! Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, support those who support us and support our boy, the Snowman. I always thought that, maybe the Black Manosphere should do some syndication. Everybody get a 2 to 3 hour time slot, especially when Kevin was still living. I think that would have been special. And we could have had a bit of we could have had a bit of syndication, At 8 a.m., we have Snowman with Cole Johnson in the morning talking about your favorite activities when it comes to the worldwide world of sports. At 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the Roger Report. At 1 o'clock, I mean, you could fill up the spots, but I think it would have been very smart to do that. Would have been really crazy, especially when you had about 8 o'clock. No, about what is it? About three p.m. You have the Green Gorilla, the G with the PhD. At 5, you have Mr. Z and the Highway to Hell. At 8 o'clock, we're gonna have Dr. T.S.on Johnson and bringing up the rear at 10 p.m. Yeah, it would have been our brother, may he rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Oh, yeah, and then it would have been at 12, ending the day, late nights with your boy, officer of the goddamn law, Charles Faulkner. It would have been, and you would have had like once in a while, BGS does his lives, and Saturday, welcome to the Coliseum. Yep, would have been awesome. But that's why we need our see. This is the reason why support is needed. A lot of guys who are computer engineers, graphic designers, and stuff like that, we should be making our own YouTube. We don't have to worry about being shadow banned. We don't have to worry about, you know, do we get enough access for, what does the crowd want from us? So, I know Art's not doing a show tonight, but I'll fill in for a minute. I know I've been off the loop for a lot of stuff, but this SB, SBE, and all this other shit, it's all kinds of weird stuff to me. So I was on the line with BGS when he was filling in for the Coliseum. Even though it's kind of funny saying filling in when the Coliseum originated on his channel, but you had the guy come over trying to swear up and down that this side is no good. I like to wonder what do we do wrong? What don't we get right? Nobody can ever tell you that shit. Nobody can ever tell you what we do wrong. Well, y'all trying to help these women. Only the women who listen. But this is primarily not going to be for women, is it? See, where were all these dudes and these Johnny come latelys when we were going debating the Cynthia G's, the Crystal Carolins, and all these other people? Where were all these people when we were actually debating? When you had Angry Man debating Obsidian. I mean, I think it's funny, right? That all these people can come out now since it's not as big as a threat that it used to be, especially in the early Manosphere 2.0. You notice? Where are all these naysayers and ne'er do wells? Where are all these people who got complaints, man? Where are they? Appreciate you, Aqua Dragon 88 and Salty Balls. Appreciate you, brothers. See, I got a question about a lot of this stuff, man. I got a real question. Because when we developed this stuff and we made this a space for men to talk openly without judgment, and even if they want to vent about women, so the fuck what? Who gives a fuck? I mean, really, who gives a flying fuck? See, the problem is that a lot of brothers out there just don't have any damn empathy. You want to see brothers suffer? They can't talk about the woes of going through a breakup. They can't talk about the woes of not getting the job that they so fight for. Shout out to Salty again. Let me bless y'all with this.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
And salute to my man Salty. See, well, you're right. Because I said this on my channel before. When are black men allowed to have a bad day? We always got to be on point. You can't get a submissive woman. You can't get a cooperative woman. Everything's got to be an argument. Well, can't we both be right? Does the president share power with the first lady? Does he have the first lady advise him? Yes. But here's the point that a lot of people don't get. We don't get the chance to fuck up, even though we're supposed to be human. But I'm going to ask this question again. Where are all these ne'er-do-wells Where all these people, when they were taking names and making lists and checking it twice against the content creators of Manosphere 2.0. See, a lot of people want to wait until the product is good instead of trying to experiment themselves. They want to come up here and try to make a name for themselves, trying to embarrass another man. But you know you're not supposed to do that. You're right, All Star G. According to the American public, black man can't do shit right. But you find out very quickly when black men are left alone, they do damn well. They do damn well. I mean, everybody's got the solution. I want to see what the solutions are. What should this? What should we talk about? I don't see too many people talking about the betterment of black men to be black, better fathers, better husbands, better boyfriends, better men. I don't see anybody talking about, well, you know, young black boys should get better education because you don't believe it. You don't want to educate them. You really think they're beneath you. But when black men start to say, fuck this shit, I'm out. Thanks, Art. I mean, I don't mind people getting bigger than me. The only difference is they can't be better. See, their example. How many brothers you see now getting into the gym, getting themselves in shape, taking care of their health, putting on some muscle, doing some laps? What's up, son? It's hot raw. Why? Oh, why? Oh, why? We do not pay homage to the man. It's okay to defecate on a man when he's failing. It's okay. We rather hate than congratulate. Uh, Stronger and stronger. Even that snowman getting back in it. See, for some odd reason, everybody wants to talk about what the manosphere should do, what direction it should go, but nobody else can tell you a proper direction. No one can say, well, you know what, you guys talk about women so much. Okay, which straight men don't talk about women? Uh, uh, uh. So what we should talk about? Uh, y'all trying to save the women? Hmm. Really? Really? Give us something better to speak of. See, look at everybody talking about their workouts. What happens when black men start taking care of themselves first? Everybody else gets a better product. Oops. Everybody else gets a better product. Did you know or did you know? You get better fathers, you get better husbands, boyfriends, better boys, better men. Take care of yourselves, man. And it's not being selfish. It's not being hateful. I ask ladies all the time, do you want a man who actually takes care of himself? That means he's going to need some time to himself. You cannot be a burden to that man. If anything, you should be a reminder and encourager for him to keep it up. Keep that joint up. But yet, we're going to constantly hear detractors. Y'all trying to save the women. Well, you're going to have to talk to the women eventually. COVID showed you that. Well, what if they don't want to speak to our demands? Oh well. See, they said they were in the chat when these debates were happening. They could have got up on anybody's panel at any point and stated their piece. Somehow, somewhere. They could have, but they didn't. Why can't the man be a testament to his own way? Why can't they explain their own philosophy? And this is where I notice a lot of detractors of the space, fuck up. They can't tell you anything that we're doing wrong. They can't tell you anything that makes sense because they want to be the main attraction. They want to be the number one under the sun. Everybody else is just trying to get the message out. Do I want to see black boys succeed? Yes. I don't care if it's by my hands or by somebody else. If it's by my voice, I don't know who's always listening. May it be a person who can change the lives of young black people. See, a lot of kids don't know this. The world looks at you a lot differently. And it's going to continue to do so. A lot of us have been looked at as failures all our life. Well, hopefully you get better and get healthy soon. If you can't do too much physical activity, try walking. If you can't walk, shadow box while sitting down. Shout out to F Holiday, man. Salute to the F Holiday, baby. One of the faithful, man.
By the power of Grayskull.
See, we like to see black men actually healed. We don't do the equivalent of put the gunshot over the band-aid wound. We have to put them in the OR and conduct surgery. Sometimes, as a black man, we have to confront old, disgusting, neurotic wounds. That dead skin we have to cut out. Like when the snowman had to go for his treatment of pancreatic cancer, they had to remove cancerous cells from his body. That's the same thing we got to do with black men. See, we have to perform healing before we can do anything else. There's a holiday. Thank you, brother, for the cash app. See, we got to work on us before we can take over the world. Well, these black men, they don't need it. No. Just like you need your time to heal, we damn sure need our time to heal. Shout out to Anubis. Shout out to Anubis for the cash app. There you go, boy.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
And it's funny, while these 3 months have passed, I had to learn new things about myself. And I had to confirm the old things. I'm still that motherfucker at 41. I'm still improving. As you can see behind my name, those are the certifications I earned while at ESI. The CPS certification, Certified Protection Specialist, and also the other certification of Certified Corporate Security Management Specialist. That means I can actually file for being Director of Security, or maybe even Deputy Chief for a small department. You have to learn. You have to put yourself in very uncomfortable situations. You had to learn how to deal with adversity once again. I had to be away from my family and friends for 3 months. You're right. Snowman turning 51 in July. This is what we have to do. We have to keep moving. We have to keep improving. As much as I would love to live off of yesteryear's accomplishments, I still have to prove it to myself and everyone else that I am capable today. You know, some people say I'm not what I used to be, but god damn it, I'm still here. And by the way, rest in peace to a true black hero and a true black legend. The original black superhero, Jim Brown, baby. Rest in peace to that man. May he rest in peace, power, and paradise. You want to talk about all man, a real man. That motherfucker got masculinity, and a drop of his blood had more masculinity than a herd of goddamn bull elephants. First Harry Belafonte, now Jim Brown. I better respect our legends while they're still here. I better respect our legends. Let's get some doves and peace signs to the brother Jim Brown who passed away. Show our respects. Let you know. Go talk. Some of us in our 40s. Go talk to your parents and grandparents. Go get that wisdom. See, they won't. A lot of these other naysayers won't say anything like that, man. They won't say go back and talk to your grandparents, your mom, and your dad, and get that wisdom before it's lost to the stars. But y'all just talk about women. So what? Improve yourself and give us something different to talk about. How about that? How about that? We won't talk about that, will we? We won't talk about that. We won't talk about how brothers have to actually improve upon themselves, become men of power, men of intelligence, men who dare to succeed. We don't want to talk about that, do we? Now, if anybody wants to do a live chat and a panel, let's do it. Because we have a bad habit of letting people tell us what we need to do and govern ourselves by. And my man, son is hot raw, said, to be honest, Charles, I'm past the point of caring about these broads because they'll never change. Exactly. See, a lot of the stuff that happens in space, you got to realize that when we talk about women, we talk about the women to avoid, the women you should actually engage.
Amen to that.
We don't badmouth women. Never had to. There's plenty of women who do it themselves.
And do it to themselves.
And it's not just black women. You see ratchets of any race and color.
Ain't that the truth?
Just like you'll see a few good ones in any race and color.
So that's the one thing since I've been married to Jody that she's really, really, really put in my head. She says, I know and understand about your plight. I taught at Indiana State University, but what you have to remember is that there's bad all along. It's all across all across the spectrum. And once she said that to me, my brain really got back in focus.
Yeah,
But man,
because you got to remember,
hmm
here's the secret of women men forget. A good woman can make you feel like Superman or could either be your kryptonite.
I got a present this morning from Jody. She got in a package. It's a black shirt, and it simply says King on it with a crown.
Nice.
And she gave me a hug before she went off to work, and she says, "Always remember, you're my king."
Nice.
And y'all want to see a black man blush? She does it every time to me with with little tokens like that. And
Yeah.
I actually recently at a Starbucks in Edinburgh, Indiana, when I was showing someone a picture of Jody, and Charles, you've seen pictures of me and Jody. I will give you a few guesses as to the question I got. And the biggest clue I'll give you, it was a black woman I was interacting with.
Yeah. And it's funny because as black men, you almost think that you're not supposed to be happy in a relationship. If there's no strife, then there's no happiness.
And and I will admit, I will happily admit, for the longest time I believed that I'm not supposed to be happy in a relationship. But since I found Dr. K, I never thought I would couple these words, but I have been deliriously happy.
And what's up, passport?
What's up, passport man?
What's up, y'all? What's good?
Much. Got a little bit of sound in the background.
How's that? That a little bit better?
A little bit better.
Yeah, a little better.
We'll work with it. So it's kind of funny. What would you like to add in?
Yeah, man. Nah, I was just gonna see what y'all think about this little story. I'm a passport bro, so but I went against my passport the other day. You know, I took a chick out on a date, like American chick, right? And the worst decision I ever made, man. I'm like, God damn, why I do that dumb shit? It just I don't want to tell a long story, but everything was perfect, right? This is a black chick, and just on a ride home of me taking her home on a good successful date, shit just went left, man. And I'm just saying to myself, like, this is why I got my fucking password, not dealing with this dumbass shit.
And sometimes you got to remember that it takes a smart man to know when things are done. And I mean, a lot of times, I think that a lot of brothers need to just relax and actually, before going out dating, say, what purpose are you going out for dating? Are you going out there just to meet new chicks for sex? Are you going out there for relationships? Are you going out there for anything that can actually be beneficial for you? You got to actually, what's up, Josh? You have to go out there and say, hey, what do I want out of this? And I think there's a lot of brothers who are afraid to utilize choice over their lives.
Because for so long we weren't given one.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you, Charles, privately, and I will express it here. One of the most incredible things. Let me turn my gain down a little bit. I apologize for that. One of the most incredible things that my wife gave me, choices. baby, what do you think if I dye my hair this color or that color? How do you want to handle the finances? What should we get from the grocery store? Choices. You know, that's the most powerful thing a woman can give a man in a relationship, man.
Hey
Yeah.
Snow, hey Snowman, can I ask you a question? Cause I
Talk to me.
sent, cause I sent you on, like I sent you on before. Um, Before you met your wife, right? Was you trying to give the black community one more chance? Like, like before you, well, I don't know who you date, but have you ever been in the position where you try to give like your black women a chance before you go fully passport?
If I may invoke the late great David Carroll and use a voice of his, I tried to give black women that chance, but after 2010, when I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and lost 3 weeks worth of baseball work laying in the hospital, and the woman I was dating at the time who was black did not call me, did not check on me, even though I told her I
Damn.
was in the hospital, that was the last straw.
Okay, I
Does
got
that
you.
does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Well,
And see,
sometimes
go ahead.
let me play a sound here. But sometimes you just get to a point and beyond a point, and I've said this for many, many years, where where is it? It's on the next page. Where you just get tired and you just ultimately say,
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
you get tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get absolutely tired. And if I go, let me find the other one from that same movie, which is called Network in 1976. You just finally, and I think this is true of black men in the 21st century, we are finally saying,
I'm a human being, god damn it! My life has value!
Yeah.
and you're right, All Star G. Jody does more for me in one day than all the black women I have known and dated up until 2010. You are dead on. You are dead on right. I have never, and this includes my daughter's mother, Liz, because her family controlled her, and it took me 3 years after I lost her and my baby to realize that she was in a cocoon anyway and wasn't allowed to come out. But this is the first woman in my life, and I've been married before, that made me this deliriously happy because she allows me to be me.
I feel you, bro. I wish like I told you, like I just try to reach out one more time. I took this girl out, man. I mean, it was perfect. I can't believe it ended like that. I was just like, yo, this, like what the brothers was talking about in the manosphere is totally right. Like these women is fucking done. Rap.
Do I think? Do I think that a lot of guys. And how old are you on passport?
I'm 29.
29. Still, bro. Still young. Still young.
Yes.
And I think a lot of guys have to really, and I do mean really, put in consideration what they want
Hmm.
and write it down.
Write it
Right?
down and stick to it.
Anybody else who wants to join the panel, that's the link right there. You need to write it down.
You need to write it down and stick to it. And it's something I've had to do. And it all came true. And I know I talk about her a lot, but it all came true when I met Jody. It all came true. I wanted a woman who could make me laugh. I wanted a woman who would appreciate my work as a sportscaster. She doesn't have to be a sports nerd, but appreciate what I do and take into account what I do. And all that came through in a simple sentence from her to me when she said, I want you to chase your dreams.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what's up, bro.
And this is before we got married. And let me invoke something Charles talked about a couple nights ago. Right now. Something Charles talked about a couple nights ago, a few nights ago. Would you allow yourself to be engaged to somebody for 4 years and not be claimed by that person? Ebony K. Williams, hello.
Well, that's the reason why you have idiots.
Mm-hmm. Because the day I knew I was going to be with Jody for a lifetime, well, hell, to be perfectly honest, we met September of 2018, and it wasn't even a month later when we knew. We just knew it instantly. And that started when she started coming to games with me and was my engineer in the booth. Dr. K was my engineer in the booth. In fact, I gave her the nickname on the air one week when I was doing picks and we were at Panera. And Jody looked at me for a second and says, "Wait, who's Dr. K?" And then she thought about it that I used her middle name. She's been known as Dr. K ever since.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment Jody and I knew we were going to be together for a lifetime is when I moved in. When I moved to Terre Haute from Michigan City. And that was she gave me until Thanksgiving 2018. Fuck that shit. I was in before Halloween. I was in before Halloween. And the more we got to know each other, the more I knew that was the right choice.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even it was a no-brainer. And the crazy thing is, when we decided to go ring shopping, that's when I knew it became serious. And she said, "I want you to pick out your ring and I want you to really look and I want you to make the choice." I put her ring on her. We went ring shopping January 2nd. I proposed to her that night. I made it official that night. Ain't no way we're going to be in a long relationship or a long engagement. Fuck that. I love you. You love me. Let's get rings and let's do this shit.
Good shit. Good shit, bro. Good shit. Inspiration right there, man.
And
Because
see,
I'll tell you something, young man. I'll tell you something, young man. Like I said, I'm going to be 51 in July. And this is the first woman in my life that has made me this deliriously happy. And I mean the words deliriously happy. Somebody write that in the chat for me. Jody K makes Old Snowman deliriously happy. When you are deliriously happy with somebody, that is the one for you. When you can't wake up or sleep without thoughts of them, when you go through your day and the smallest thing reminds you of them. Because when we lived in Terre Haute, when she taught at Indiana State, I would ride with her to campus every day. And about a month after I started going to campus with her, Brian McKnight's Back at One played in my ear and I started bawling. So I copied the link and I sent it to her. She called me on a break and she called me on a break and she says, "What is this for?" I said, "This is one of the songs that remind me of you." And in almost 5 years, we developed a long playlist, but that was one of the first ones. To this day, if I'm away from her, and I'm going to start crying, if I'm away from her, like even if she has to go to work, and I know that the situation, she has to go to work. I know that. But when she's at work and I'm here and I know my day is busy, I'll hear a note from a song or a lyric from a song that just reminds me of her, and I'm off track. I'm crying and I'm texting her, telling her I miss her. That's what Jody K does to me.
And that's what's up. Because a lot of brothers out there need to hear the good in the situation. They really do.
That's what Jody K does to me and for me. I mean, we will pick on each other to no end, joke around with each other. And I said this on a recent podcast. We've taken every negative that was said to us in different relationships and have turned it into running jokes in the house.
Yeah. And that's what a relationship's about. It's like growth.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful thing, bro.
Man, it is. It is. It's
A
a
lot,
gorgeous thing.
a lot of brothers need to actually hear about things like that. Because guess what? Would you love her if she was black?
If
The
she
same
treated
way?
if she treated me the way Jody treats me, I wouldn't care if she was yellow.
Exactly. It's
And
not about skin color, it's the treatment.
it's like you said when for a time earlier in the summer, all the talk was about interracial dating. And I know it's still a hot topic. It's still a hot topic. But you said the most important statement, which quelled a lot of it, because I know you were getting a lot of pushback on this particular live stream for it. When you said, take Snowman, for instance, he didn't marry Jody because she was white. He married her because of who she is.
Yeah.
And Jody's my miracle.
And I think that a lot of people misconstrue that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy because Snowman wouldn't care what color she was, as long as she treated her well.
And I never did care.
And you shouldn't.
I haven't cared growing up on the south side of Chicago, although my mother tried to tell me different. My dad said, simply put, be happy.
Yeah.
The late William Otis Snow Jr., my father, said, be you and be happy.
Yeah. And it's too many people who don't understand that what you just said. Be happy.
Mm-hmm. Be you and be happy. That's what Dad always told me. Be happy. Be yourself. Hell, I had a broadcaster who told me be myself when I was at Sox Fest in 2005 in Chicago. Name of that broadcaster? John Rooney. He's now the current voice of the St. Louis Cardinals, but his last year with the White Sox was 2005, and I went up to him and I said, A, I'd like your autograph, and B, what kind of advice can you give me because I'm covering high school baseball here in Chicago? He looked me in the eye and said, be yourself.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't like that shit.
No, they don't.
A lot of people don't like happiness. A lot of people don't want to see you happy. A lot of people want you to be down in the goddamn dumps with them.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all don't want us. Y'all just want to talk about. Nah. Think about it. We could talk about women any goddamn time.
And any day of the week.
That's a fact. That's a fact, yo.
What's up,
you know,
James?
you already know, man. I'm chilling, man. You know, I'm gonna be, yo. Snowman and you know, I like the good news, but the bad news is, but not really too much bad news because AM had switched to the dark side now. You know, now he's talking about Seth and all of that stuff. So I'm really not too familiar with Star Wars, but you know, I'm gonna get a grips with it. But if you look around into these spaces, man, all of these freaking terms from the wear a suit SBE, all of this shit is just terms that was throwing shots at AM. They was just throwing shots at AM, yo.
See,
So
I'm gonna say this about it
so to
because
be real about it,
I'm gonna say this about it because Angry Man wears suits. Maybe not all the time, but he wears suits.
Yeah.
He
Oh yeah.
right?
there was only three men in the whole black manosphere who smoked cigars. Angry
Mm-hmm.
Man, rest in peace, David Carroll, and myself.
Yep. That's it.
That's it.
That's a fact. That's a
Only,
fact.
that's the only. Like even
Pushback,
Angry Man.
fucking pushback. So I was smoking cigars with y'all.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Remember?
Yeah, but I'm just talking in the terms of content creators.
Yeah, because you remember when old man was talking about dudes need to wear suits back in the day,
But
and
yeah,
then AM coined the term zoot suits. You know what I'm saying? So if you really didn't know about it, it was like the underlying like throwing shots at, you know, um like throwing shots back and forth because you know that he a hood dude, and these dudes don't like hood dudes for some reason.
here's the
But
crazy.
AM and other brothers got so much wealth of knowledge.
Here's the crazy part about it. If you look at AM's old intro, he
Mm-hmm.
was wearing a suit.
Right. Yeah.
He doesn't say men. He knows that men should know where to dress up and to dress down. It's a time
Fact.
and a place. See, a lot of these brothers got hooked on Kevin, but Kevin does not wear a suit 24/7. He's a jean
Right.
t-shirt guy. He just wears it a bit more clean, clean cut
Mhm.
than somebody from, like, let's say, from New York.
Right.
So, and it's not saying that it's not clean, but he wears it a different style. So there's no shame in the style. Yes, a grown man should know how to tie a tie. A grown man
Mm-hmm.
should know how to take care of himself, pick out a suit, know how to get the suit tailored. A
Exactly.
true man should be the master of going in and out of different environments.
Hmm?
Facts.
Chameleon. Chameleon. I-
Yeah.
when I was in North Carolina, I would wear a shirt and tie to every assignment. I mean, I would wear my sneakers because I know I was going to be walking a lot and climbing stairs and things like that. Even during football season, I wore a shirt and tie under my jacket. This one guy said to me, "I'm CEO of my own company. I'm not going to wear a shirt and tie on location." I looked at him and I said, "Then you're stupid because I'm CEO of my company and I'm going to be noticed before you."
But it goes back into that we love the hood so much that we don't know when to put the hood down.
Right.
And I'm like, look, end of the day, is the hood paying our bills?
Hell no.
Is the hood giving us away? Are they going to educate our children? Yes.
Hell nah.
Yes, our sons should know how to conduct themselves against those who want to wish them harm, but
Mm-hmm.
they know how to conduct themselves when they're in a proper setting. I believe in being a multifaceted man. Hell, I'm the motherfucker who made the phrase for this section.
Yes, you did. I will tell y'all the exact voice that got me started in broadcasting. And it's to Charles's point of knowing when and where to represent. The voice you're about to hear is that of the late, great Jim Durham, voice of the Bulls for 18 years. This is why I got into play by play.
The Bulls have 4-0 lead. Outlet pass stolen by Jordan. He saves to Vincent. Right back to Michael. Going to the hoop. Lays it up. No, and a foul on Larry Bird.
Hearing that sequence right there, if you close your eyes, you can imagine everything he's saying.
Yeah.
Jordan has it off to the right against Dennis Johnson. Michael in the drive, right of the lane to the hoop. Lefty layup is in. Michael Jordan with his first field goal.
That gave me the chops. That gave me the chops, and I said, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it. And I first heard his voice in 1985 during a playoff game against Sidney Moncrief and the Milwaukee Bucks. And that's when I started doing it. And that's when my dad cultivated and said, don't tell me, go get it.
Yeah. It should be, there should be some type of growth.
Yeah. But that was the voice. That was Jim Durham. That's who did it for me. Many years ago. Many years ago. Like I said, 1985 was the first time I heard his voice. And that's when I knew what I wanted to do. Hell, if you really wanted if you really want to be true, but want me to be truthful about it, besides Jim Durham, the first multifaceted voice I heard was Mel Blanc.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about that. You got guys. This is how great this space is. You got guys out here from different walks of life. You have truck drivers, police officers, broadcasters, custodians, lawyers.
Truck gang.
I mean, you got people from all walks of life. That's how multifaceted we truly are. And I think by goddamn time we start appreciating ourselves.
Exactly. We have to, because as the saying goes, we all we got. And the family's within.
But like that's where I see. That's where I'm trying to get at, because I still be trying to, like, that's what I'm saying with this date that just went wrong with this chick. You try to get some love from your own race of chick, and that shit is hard, bro. And it's the thing though, y'all. And you might be like, oh yeah, that dude. No, I ain't even do nothing weird to where I was like, oh, can I hit it tonight? Like, I ain't do
Right.
no weird shit. It was just a good time, and it went left. And I ain't mentioned sex. I ain't mentioned you know, your ex. I ain't mentioned nothing.
Part of that may be a preconceived notion on her part, but hey, I look at it like this: her loss, not yours.
Yeah, yo, cause
I'm gonna shut
you
up
don't
tonight.
know.
Son, you dodged the bullet.
Go ahead.
I was saying that young man dodged the bullet. That's how you need to look at it.
Fuck a bullet, he dodged a howitzer. And what's going
Facts,
on?
yo.
And
Yo,
what's
cause you
going on?
never know down the line what she'll do to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, see, like even things like that are signs of warnings. You know what I mean? So that's like a warning sign, because you never know what kind of pain or whatever that she'll give to you down the line. Yo, so that's a good thing. That's her loss. You know what I'm saying? You kept your money in your pocket. You kept your respect.
And
Most
you kept your
importantly, you kept
sanity.
your dignity. You know what I'm saying? So that's more than some freaking chick. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to see where she at in a couple of years and see where you gain at. You know what I'm saying? Because I had like a similar situation. You know, this chick, me and her messed around. You know what I mean? Like one time, but she was telling me that she's a good girl because he come off as a plain Jane. Now you got a lot of girls who are plain Janes, but behind the scenes, they hoes. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm-hmm.
straight told her, I'm like, yo, I know you just don't go to work and this go to bingo or do your little whatever activities. I'm hearing around town that you sleeping with this person, that person. Like I done straight up told her to her face. Like, yo, bitch, let me know what's up. And man, you could do I wham bam, thank you, man, and keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
but if I didn't hear these spaces, didn't hear Charles Faulkner in a Coliseum, if I didn't hear Angry Man, if I didn't hear BGS, LAR in these spaces, you know what I mean? Shout out to that brother, you know, because he don't get the rightful credit that he deserves. You know what I'm saying? I would have been on some simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have the courage to tell her right to her face, look her right in her eyes, and told her what's on my damn mind. You know what I'm saying? I just
No,
want
no,
them.
Man, man,
You
oh man.
feel me?
I'm with you because the
You
manosphere
gotta
is the
drop
reason
your
why I got the
nuts.
game. Yeah, yeah, you right, you right.
A woman made me drop mine in 2015, and I will happily admit, for a long time, I was a simp for many a woman. Do not get it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
took me until, you know what? It took me until age 40 when I became
Wow.
a father. When I became a father and started growing a set of nuts finally and telling my mom, look, I'm 40. I got shit to do. I can't do anything for you and Nicole, my sister, all damn day. And I won't sacrifice my credentials as a Chicago broadcaster for you guys' personal gain.
Yeah. What's going on, fellas?
Hey
I hear you
B,
on that,
what's going
bro.
on, my man?
Hey, long
Can,
time no
can
see, AB. How you feeling?
Just start with your mom. I hear you. That's real
yeah.
talk.
I just woke up, so if you haven't heard my beta male order book story, I'll tell you. I'll just tell you.
Go ahead.
During my 20s, I got my simp stories too. I don't try to hide it. During my 20s, I was chasing this chick,
Uh-huh.
and what finally woke me up is she had a baby girl with this dude she was dating for years,
Uh-oh.
and I heard that baby girl in my arms, and something in me just clicked.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell am I doing? And it kind of goes to my line. This is where I draw a line in the sand. I don't care how much I love a chick. I will not involve children. I just won't
Right.
do it. That's my line in the sand. I just won't involve children. Because I've seen I've seen that horror in my family. I just
Yes.
won't do it. So after that, I was like, okay, you don't want to be bothered with me. I'm out. And as far as I know, she still ain't got married to that man yet, and they've been dating for over 20 years.
And here I
Oh
was
wow.
with Jody Bear and here I was with Jody barely 6 months and we got married. Proposed to her January 2nd, got married June 25th, all in 2019. And they say black men aren't loyal to the women they choose.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Well, I was loyal to this heifer, and she still treated me like shit.
I
She
get
she
it,
she
man.
she,
I
uh, she
get it.
could come to me now because I'm like, okay, because I'm gonna ask, where's the father? That
Mm-hmm.
that I still want. He's not necessarily a bad dude. It's like that. He still need to be in her life. She had a baby girl. Where's the father? I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask about the father. I don't play around.
Right. And you shouldn't. And you shouldn't. But like I said, for me, it took me until age 40 when I met Liz and when I became a papa
Hmm.
for it to all click on on a couple of fronts. And then 6 years after that, I met the love of my life in Jody K. Snow. Well, she was Jody K. Reese at the time, but she's the love of my life. And
Hmm.
she finally settled me to fuck down in many ways. And the biggest way, and Passport, I want you to listen carefully, and Mr. Keels also.
Yes, sir.
The biggest way that she settled me down is she gave me the belief in myself that I was missing.
Okay. Okay.
She believed in
Okay.
me fiercely, and let me change that word. She believes in me fiercely on days I don't believe in myself, and I give it right back to her.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I never experienced that from a chick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rare thing to experience from a woman, so especially if you're a black man.
Especially because too many times in the dating world, we black men have been treated like the goddamn punching bag.
Yeah,
And in the words of Martin Luther King, it's time for us to come get our respect and collect our checks.
Yep.
Oh, I'm about to collect a few of them, y'all,
Because
because I want to put the schedule that Charles talked about. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. But the multifaceted schedule like that, I will create a third station on my
Mm-hmm.
network for that schedule to happen.
and I think that a lot of brothers are just hopeless.
Yeah.
Not because they don't want to succeed, it's because nobody ever gave them a goddamn chance.
Yeah.
Not only did no one give him a not only did no one give him a chance, and I think this will cause a oops from AB Media, which is our running joke right now, but more to the point, A, black women didn't give him a chance, starting with their mothers, and
Oops.
B, black women didn't believe in them, starting with their mothers.
Oops.
Right.
That's a
Can I
fact, yo.
can I get a
And
witness?
yep.
Yeah.
I
And
give you that one. I give you that one, bro.
Can I let me that's how the, when you take away when a this is parental I see the logo in the top right corner, so I'm going to go all the way there. When a black woman takes away her belief in a black man, that sinks him, period.
Yeah.
That sinks him. Like I
Yeah,
said, Jody
man.
taught me that it's all across the spectrum because the abuse I went through was with a white woman in 2015. So it goes both ways. True. But at the same time, where did it begin?
With your mom and your own peoples. Your own, yeah.
Let me tell you this story,
The big
Passport.
difference is the white dudes can't handle it, so they're trying to pull it back.
Yep. Let me tell you this story, Passport. I covered the Chicago Bulls for 3 years. And one day there was a high school game scheduled at the United Center. And the folks there wanted me to call it for my network. And I said, cool. So the fellow that uh who got me that gig, Mr. Mark Farina, rest in peace to him, one of my best friends, he said, you want to stick around and watch the Bulls? You want to stick around and cover the Bulls and the Warriors? Fuck yeah. You ain't gonna ask me twice.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got the call from Mark to meet him down at the Union Station, I said not one word to my mother nor my sister about about what was going on, because if they figured out that I was covering the Bulls game, y'all already know the rest of the story. They were going to ask for a handout,
Oh,
Yep.
you getting money. You getting money.
Yeah.
and son of a bitch if they didn't find out I was covering the Bulls game that night. Son of a bitch if they didn't find out, because my sister came up to me and said, "You cover the Bulls, don't you?" And I tried to veil it, and I said, "On occasion." Well, why don't you get me a ticket for when the Bulls play LeBron and the Miami Heat? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's a fact.
she
That's
says,
a fact.
Great.
"Oh, it gets funnier. It gets
Oh
funnier."
man.
She says, "Why won't you help me? Because I want to take my nephew to a Bulls game." I said, "I'll give you two solid reasons. One, I don't trust your punk ass, and two, it fucks up my credentials with the Bulls." No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The next call I got was from my mother while I was on my way downtown.
Here's come the guilt trip, huh?
She tried.
Yeah.
And my mother said, "Why won't you get Bulls tickets for your sister?" I said, simply put, I can't. More to the point, I won't. And my mother says, "Oh, why not? You can do this one thing for her." No, mom, I won't. And I wouldn't do it for you either, for the simplest of reasons. It would jeopardize my media credential with the Bulls. Thank you very much. They never tried again.
Thanks.
Sheila
and it's
E.
like these are the things we need to hear, man. We like, cause throughout our lives, yo, like what Charles just say, yo, cause they use us for punching bags, yo. They trying to get whatever they could get out of us, man. And through our
Mhm.
lives, we always say more yeses than nos. You know what I'm saying?
Every
We
time.
always say
Almost
yes to our
every time.
kids, yes to our mom, yes to our sister, yes to this, yes to that. You know what I'm saying? When we gonna use more no's than yeses? You feel me?
The only yeses I use now are for my wife Jody, my daughter Sonia, my son Dakota, my daughter Cheyenne, and my daughter Sam. Period. And even they give me a choice. They say, "What do you think of this? Is this okay? Is that okay?"
I'm gonna give it to you straight.
Bring it with no chaser.
This is what young men need to hear from David Goggins.
Are training kids and people to be soft in a world that continuously gets harder. Doesn't correlate.
Bang.
Like that guy talking about the tear gas with the SEALs. Is that necessary? I don't know. But what is necessary is you have to build a person that can withstand the pressures of whatever they're going to be dealing with in life. And we don't do that. We are trained.
And it's funny because I look at this because when people say, well, you're teaching men a different way. What am I teaching? What am I teaching differently? Sometimes the only way I can reach you is to tell you to get the fuck off your ass.
Yep.
That's how my wife reached me when I got out of surgery.
Sometimes I gotta tell you, get the fuck off your ass.
That's how, I'll say it again, that's how my wife reached me.
Mm-hmm.
When I got out of surgery and I was so weak one day I couldn't climb back in bed, and Sonia rode to the rescue and got me back in bed. And I got to send a bunch of shout outs to Sonia, because Sonia started me on the road to recovery in 2021 when I fell in the kitchen and had blood clots in both my lungs. But Jody basically told me, "Look, you're stronger than you think you are. Prove it." This is from my wife. This is from my wife to me, and that turned the light on for me. That started me on the road back, and we moved, and I got a resistance band from one of my in-home care representatives. I still have it. I still use it, and now here I am, and I've been gaining strength every day, going out to the barn every day to help my wife with the rabbits and the kittens, make sure they're fed, and taking the dog for a walk. And
it's about becoming stronger day by day.
Yes, it is.
And a lot of people don't understand that concept, man.
No, they don't.
And they want shit to become easy. Life ain't easy. Not a goddamn thing in life's easy. Anything worth attaining is going to have difficulty.
And lots of it. And lots of it.
I don't care if you want to be the best circus clown juggling 5 fucking knives and a goddamn bobcat. It's going to be some difficulty.
And I know it ain't going to be easy for me to pull off what I'm going to pull off. But in 2 years' time, when that status of billionaire comes my way, I'm making sure a lot of people eat that supported me when I was on my journey back from cancer surgery, when I was on my way back from depression. And I still have my days. Don't get it twisted. I still have my days.
Everybody does.
And that's one of the things that my wife said to me: before I marry you, get your ass into therapy. And then she coupled it with, I'll come with you, because we both have some things we got to get rid of. I'll be goddamned if she didn't keep her word. One of the big, you know what, Passport? You know what the big thing between Jody and some of the women I've dated in my past is? It's pretty simple. She's kept her word.
I mean, that's very. And what's up, Sheila E? How you
How
feeling?
you doing, Charles? Hello, all my brothers on the panel and the ones in the chat.
Sheila
I
E in
haven't
the
seen
house.
y'all in a while. I just want to say hello. I relocate, and I would just listen to y'all conversation. I appreciate y'all. I really do.
Well, we
And
appreciate you, Sheila. We
don't
appreciate
think
you.
that I'm not listening. I am, and I really want to say that I'm taking into everything y'all saying, and I just want to come on the panel. I ain't know if Charles was gonna let me on or whatever, but he always a good sport. But
It's been a while since you came up.
I know I moved to West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Yes.
Where did
Wait
you
a minute. Wait
The
a
hell
minute.
you- I
Don't
mean
judge
this
me.
kidding.
Don't
I
judge.
mean this
Don't judge
kiddingly,
me.
Sheila.
Don't
I mean this kiddingly because I've driven through that state now twice.
don't say it. Go ahead.
Don't say it. Don't say.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Now, I am the only black in my district.
What the hell are you
Hey,
doing?
wait, hold on. Wait, don't, please, don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Judge me.
I have family land in Roseboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
So what I did was I couldn't find nothing around there. So West Virginia on my bucket list. But let me tell you something. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. I have not seen. I've seen like 3 blacks since I've been here. 3 months, and I love it. I love it. I really do.
I can't trip because when Jody and I were in North Carolina and we were trying to find some land and we couldn't, she came to me and she says, "How would you feel about living in either Virginia or West Virginia?" And I said, if we could find some land there and it's pretty cheap and we could build on it, let's go. So we were about to move to Virginia and West Virginia or West Virginia, and then my health went south, so had to get back on my feet.
My man had to get back on the good foot.
I did.
But I have family land. We have 90 acres, and West Virginia was my bucket list. So I'm gonna go back, but I'm here. I don't know nobody here, whatever. But I love it here. I do.
Where you originally
What
from?
part of West Virginia?
And don't say I never heard of it. Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Okay.
You know that's right by like 10 minutes by Ohio, right?
Gotcha.
And you know they call it the redneck town. But let me tell you, I found a church family. I'm the only black that love me to death, and I mean I love it here. So
as long as you love it, you doing
I
it.
As long as you love it, and as long as you're happy.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
That's the key.
I got me a little condo cheap or whatever. It just, until I get I build on my family land, and I like it. So
good. Because
that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Because I'm gonna throw one hell of a curveball. Joni and I and my family are planning to move to Arizona.
Somebody has some feedback. It's like irritating.
It's probably me. But Jody and I are planning to move to Arizona.
So Sheila, where are you originally from?
Upstate New York, by West Point, Fishkill, Poughkeepsie. So West Virginia is not far. It's like it reminds me of home because I'm by the river, I'm by the mountains and everything. So
that's great.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're happy, like we were talking about earlier, whatever makes you happy, I think people just need to make that shit make you happy. You got to stop doing stuff for everybody else. If number one ain't right, you're not gonna help number 2, 3, 4, and 5.
True.
And a lot of times we don't like to talk about this for Black people. It's like we spend too much of our time being miserable trying to make other people happy.
Right.
Can you say that again, please, for those of us in the cheap seats at Old Chicago Stadium?
Don't say it because you know what? I'm still trying to help New York. They send a lot of immigrants there to my hometown, and they're like, "Sure, we're gonna miss you." So, I did campaigns and no blacks went into board education seats. And I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do, but in the day, I had to live my life. I really do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got
I have to do it. I did in kind service. I helped everybody else. Now it's time for Sheila to live her life.
Good.
Good.
Very good.
And it's funny because upstate, what was it last year in Buffalo when they had the shooting? You would think they would want more education, more security, and more activity, and it just lets you know how little of the stuff that is on low profile and priority in our own damn neighborhoods.
Yeah.
You would think that would be, one of the number one things we're looking for is like, look, I wanna increase the education. And it's an admirable thing that you try to do, that you're trying to campaign for people to be on the school boards, which is the number one place we need it.
Yeah.
But but you find out how little do we give a damn about education. You can't talk about why the young black boy can't go to work, can't get a job if he's not getting a proper education. It's impossible.
Or given the most important thing, a chance.
Or an even more more important thing, a father.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when you have black men and black women working together, it's like you're outnumbered by the jackasses for some reason.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But you know what the sad thing about it, though, and I'll be honest, when I read for board education, majority of them come from single household parents, and the mothers don't even go to the PTA meetings. They don't.
No, they don't.
They don't go to the board education meetings. And then what I had did was I had put up a proposal for the community college and the high school. So when your child graduate, they could graduate with associate's degree.
Okay.
And that was successful. And that was really successful. And then I made up a round table, which a lot of kids in their home really is not eating, their mother on drugs and everything. A lot of things I can't say. But even when they wasn't going to school, y'all didn't realize a lot of them wanted to get at the household, and school was their meal,
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things I was doing that I'm like, wow, that pastors, and I was an elder, I'm a ordained elder, that bishops and they wasn't doing, and I was like, really? And I'm bringing this up, and it was like, so the end of the day is I say, you know what? I'm gonna help my grandson. He's 6 years old. He bilingual. He
Okay.
and he in the kindergarten. He
Right.
on the 3rd grade level.
Wow.
And I'm not smart. I'm not educated. I'm not. I'm a B student.
Well,
I'm not proper. I'm not professional. I'm a retired case manager for the state or whatever. But I put that in my grandson. Me, his mother, and his father had.
well, you got to remember, some of the smartest people are the people who didn't go to college. I mean, you have intelligent people who went to college, but that's not everybody.
Well, I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, but
Okay.
You're educated.
yeah. Well, psychology, because with the state, and and I only had like what 12 credits to get my master's. Yeah, but yeah.
Most of the education in the field I'm in, came on the fly. 27 years worth of broadcasting and sportscasting and preparing. Excuse me. Most of that came by doing, and I started in 1995 at Chicago State University. John Kalidas gave me.
What it would do, would they grandfather you into that? That's what they do. Their grandfather you into that. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to put this out there. Anybody that wants to learn how to do a sports talk show or do play-by-play, I'm going to have a class set up for it.
Okay.
I'm going to set something in motion where there's a class for it, or if you would like a podcast produced, directed, and distributed, never fear, Old Snowman's here, because that's what I do.
And not free. How much is the cost?
We'll talk.
Okay, because in the end of the day is we do everything free, but in the day is they would go to other people and pay for. So
this is
I'm being honest.
I'm being honest too. This is not a free offering. This is not a free offering because my time is no longer free. I did free at Chicago State for 14 years. I did free for the Chicago Public League for 14 years. It wasn't until I latched on to the Chicago Catholic League and they started getting me paid where my mindset flipped.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I've
Wasn't
done free.
until I started with the Chicago Catholic League where the mindset flipped.
Yep, I've built free websites. Never again. Too much work.
Never again.
That's way too much work. You have to pay me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you got to think about it that Black people need to understand their worth. And I just got to talking to my boy Darren. Shout out to Darren. He comes on a panel sometimes, but he just said you got to know your worth in the scheme of shit.
It's true, and for a while I didn't. But with all the audio production and now video production, I've been tapping into, and I'll offer the service for those who want to start a podcast or a radio show or whatever. But you are going to pay me for my services. Period.
I will because I'm being honest. I'm hitting my spiritual level, whatever. That's why y'all haven't seen me. Cause God been really dealing with me, Charles, or whatever. But and I don't be into all that bull crap because in the day is my brothers. Let me tell you something. And I get a lot of persecution behind y'all because the end of the day is the color of y'all skin and what y'all do. It's not guaranteed when you leave the house you're gonna come back home. And they don't understand that here on social media. They don't.
And I think that's the problem is that, all the naysayers don't see shows like this where we have cordial and peaceful conversations between Black men and Black women.
Exactly.
I'm going to say that again for the niggas in the back who can't hear.
Please do.
They don't see the peaceful conversations like this one between Black men and Black women. And always, thank you, Passport. Shout out to you, man. And see, they don't see how grown people can interact. And there are times when I had women on my show who didn't agree with me the first time, and they loved me after we spoke for about 20 minutes. So it's about being able to be a cordial adult and listen. See, you got to treat conversations like eating. You got to go through the whole digestive tract. You're supposed to chew the food before you speak. You're supposed to let it go down, let it digest, and then once it fully digests, then you give an answer.
Yep.
So when you have people who are about the betterment of the Black people and the race, you're gonna have people who can speak like a Sheila who comes up, and others. I never mind women. I know that some people had issues with women being on the panels. I don't.
Nor do I.
I always said it. Shout out to Kevin. If you're nice to me, I'm nice to you.
That's what it is. All right, let me get on out of here and get to bed. I've been up long enough.
But hold on. But even before Kevin passed away and Charles with y'all always gave me encouragement it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. You
True.
know what I'm saying? And it's like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's always the ones who's not attractive and always that couldn't get the guy they want to, and they always stereotype guy in this box.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
You're
And
hitting it
it
pretty
shouldn't be that.
No, it shouldn't.
you're hitting it pretty head on, because
It is.
a
Come
lot of times
on.
you're a woman, you know that how much that bitterness in some women can be, monstrous. And it's like, look, shorty, what's your problem? Well, y'all men this. I said, even we don't say all men. I mean all women.
Right.
And it's funny because I had to break down to a couple of ladies. I said, look, I had to break down to a female friend of mine when she complained about her child's father. Well, this has been a mistake and all this other. I said, nah, nothing you can carry for 10 months is ever a mistake.
Let me give Sheila a home run salute for hitting the nail on the head. When Sheila said what she said, this happened.
First pitch. And Correa lines it deep to right field. Judge is going back at the wall, looking out. See you later! See you later! See you later! See you later!
That's what just happened. She hit it on the head and
Oh, no, you did.
Oh, wait! You didn't understand what I played? I played.
Yes, I did. I'm a sport. I love sports.
At the wall, looking out. See you later. See you later. See you later. See you later.
And basically,
I love that.
And basically, what she said was truthful, because one, a lot of this bitterness shit, like you just got, just like on the mid side, you got the dudes who like, why didn't the girl like me? Sometimes you have to learn that girl that you want may not be right for you.
Exactly.
But a lot of these guys out here, shout out to Lewis, man.
What's up, Lewis?
Got to give Lewis his props.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
Let me couple that for Lewis, because I know the exact clip I need to find right now. Since Sheila hit one out of the park and Lewis with his donation hit one out of the park like this.
And he hits one to deep left field, and that one is gone.
There. Ninth inning, 2-1. Two outs, ninth inning, 2-1. Ailing power hitter at the plate, and that happens when you're given a fat fastball right across the plate. You do what Sheila does, and you do what Lewis do. You knock it out of the ballpark with one swing of the bat.
And I think it's one thing when you have people who will say, "Well, I never got a chance to do." Listen. Let's break this down, and I'm going to break it down fully. Look.
Break it down. Break it down. Break it down.
The good Lord is the type of being that says, wait your turn.
Yep.
Bang.
Don't make me start like, maybe I got to preach to get these donations, but hey, maybe I should do it. The good Lord says, you got to wait your turn.
Ooh.
Sometimes we think too fast before we are ready to receive the blessing.
Mm-hmm.
See, it reminds me of weightlifting, right?
Uh-huh.
Anybody who's a weightlifter know that you got to build up your tendon strength before you build up in weight. Meaning your muscles can grow stronger and bigger, but your tendons can still be at that lower level of strength.
And that's where my tendons are right now, even with the resistance, but it's getting at it. it's getting at it every day. And for what Charles just said, I have a home run call for you. Let's go back to Comiskey Park, shall we? Well, you ain't gonna be here that one because it's on one side, but
yeah, it's a mess.
I have to remember some of these.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
When you have people out there, you got to realize it's not your time. Like I've told people my story about coming to ESI.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get to ESI since 2005.
Yeah.
I've known some of the VPs here and spoken to them for years. Now I have over 10 certifications from here, from the 3 months I've been here.
Yep.
And now, when they say it's your time, now it's time for you to go and grow. Because I didn't know it was not my time yet. I had to wait. I had to build myself up to be ready for this. Now, when I come back home, I got to meet with the CEO of BlurCon and the hotel manager of the Hyatt Regency.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I thought they just wanted me to do celebrity protection.
Oh, no.
Looking for me to be the director of security for BlurCon.
And the surprise is,
which is another reason why y'all should come to BlurCon.
Yeah.
Y'all should come to BlurCon for the costume I'm gonna have.
Yeah. And July 7th through the 9th, even though I'm coming to 6th.
Oh, no. I'll meet you. Jody and I will meet you there on the 6th. If we can swing it, Jody and I will meet you there on the 6th. And I will give y'all a little hint. Where is it? Let me find it. I will give y'all a hint as to what I'm going to do for BlurCon, because I spoke this when Charles was at BlurCon last year, and it's in Alexandria, Virginia. Am I right?
So that's not far from where I'm at.
Let's see. Let me give you a good example.
Yeah,
the BlurCon. Let me see. BlurCon should be in Alexandria, I think.
How far is from West Virginia?
I'm not sure. That is a good. I'm gonna post the goddamn
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah.
Because I've been getting free invitations through the thing that they having for the manosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I never showed up though, because I always had something to do with my daughter.
Oh yeah.
Understandable.
I got
just tell your daughter, bring the family to BlurCon. It's like a big.
No, she have one have a truck business. She a trucking she have her own trucking business. The other one nurse. So when I turned 50, I was a grandmother. So now I can live my life.
I have grandchildren too.
I can live my life now.
Sheila, I have grandchildren too through marriage, so I totally get that.
Yeah, I can live my life. It was like West Virginia. My daughter came in 3 days. She was like, "Wow, I don't see no blacks. No, I'm not coming." I was like, "Really?" Like, okay.
All you gotta do is
here is a hint. Here is a small hint of what I might be up to at BlurCon.
The Price is Right. And now here's the star of The Price is Right.
There's your hint.
See, I'm alone. I come by myself. I leave by myself, and So
we get it.
I'm like that. I'm alone.
We're gonna do a meet and drink. It's gonna
be
It's gonna be the Hyatt.
And I don't look like, I'm be honest. When I come on camera, I don't. I look better in person than camera. To me, the camera don't really show the real person.
What's up, Lewis? Oh yeah, it's right there. The Hyatt Regency.
Hey, what's up, Lewis?
City.
What's going on?
It's in what? Arlington, I think.
Arlington? Okay.
Let me see. Let me check this shit out. Let me give you the exact address.
Well,
Yeah, I ain't
see,
blaming my black ass.
Charles has already sealed his role for what I'm going to do at BlurCon.
What happened to Charles? What happened to your radio station? You and your co-host had. What happened to
Oh
that?
man,
I was watching that too.
you know, so many people want us to do that again. They were so entertained by it.
No, Charles. What happened to that?
No, we got to start it over. I went to church.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Oh,
Gotta
Charles,
start it
you have
again.
you have a spot on my station whenever you want it.
Oh, please, appreciate it.
Nah,
Yeah.
I mean every word of that. Whenever y'all want to start again, Snowman Multimedia is ready.
That is so beautiful. That was nice, Charles. That was. And like I said, that was nice. That was nice.
Everybody loved our chemistry. They all had such great chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
And she was so cool, calm, collected, and like it was like the chemistry was just there.
Yeah, the chemistry between them was off the charts.
It was everybody just laughed because sometimes I'm usually chill, but sometimes I could just be bombastic just for the
And
sake.
I didn't know you was like that, Charles. I
did.
like, Charles is a mess. I'm like, wait a minute.
I've known this about Charles.
YouTube,
I've known this about Charles
is
for
a
8
mess.
years. I've known this about Charles for the 8 years that we've been
Really?
friends because the very first time that Charles and I were on the air together with our buddy Matt, Charles simply let loose.
Really?
And I've loved it ever since.
And I was like, when I was like, oh my God, Charles act like that. I thought he was like, I was like,
Yeah,
and she was so cool, calm, collect. I was like, Charles is a hot man.
Everybody loves Tracy, and it was like
Tracy
the funniest
was
part
your
about
perfect co-host.
The funniest part about it is that we were so funny together that we had to keep everybody else had to move away from the studio to keep from laughing and hearing.
Yeah, it was Charles. It was beautiful.
And it was like people be like, y'all just, and we had, and the beautiful thing about it, here's the address for the hotel.
Got it.
You're gonna have 50,000 square feet of space.
Sweet.
Nice.
Put a 1 in the. Let me ask the chat this. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear a podcast with myself and Jody.
Oh yeah, that'll be interesting. Because
and the leader of the pack spoke first. I love it.
I'm gonna tell you that'll be interesting, man. And that's
and I second that.
That's the address.
Oh boy, that's hilarious.
That's the address for BlurCon for anybody wanting to come out. Support your boy because it looks like if I can knock it out the park to be the director of security.
Mm-hmm.
Now the commander. Oh yeah, the commander's coming out.
Let me play something for Sheila. Sheila.
Yes.
This is how my morning show begins every day.
Okay.
I mean, wait, no, it's not playing.
Mister, will you please wake up?
That's my wife's voice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Will you please wake up?
Oh, she got the cutest voice.
You know what? When I asked her to record that, we had a F Holiday put a 1 in the chat. Yeah, I knew it. We're gonna do it. We just got to get organized over the summer. That's why I put the GoFundMe in the chat. Charles, if you'll highlight that, please, and my Cash App in the chat.
Here's the GoFundMe.
But when that happened, when that happened, we were watching a football game, and she yells out, "Insanity ensues!" And I just start laughing. And I turned to her and I said, "Baby, can you record that so I can put it on my podcast?" And she looked at me and says, "Why do you want me to record my voice on that?" I said, "Because it's funny. And I love the way you say that." And she said, "All right." So I came with like a bunch of scripts that she recorded. That one you heard being one of them. And she had this evil smile on her face, this wicked smile. And she says, "How do you want them?" I said, "Just look at me and try not to laugh." And when she did that one, She said, "How do you want that one?" I said, "You know how sometimes I sleep through my alarm?" She says, "No problem." And when I told her that, this happened.
Mister, will you please wake up?
And then I put it in my opening.
Yeah.
See, that sounds. I have like a rough voice, and that is so like somebody a voice like that. You can't even get mad at them. Like if they try to get mad, you can't. I know when she get angry, you like really, you can't even get serious with her. Like you just laugh at her.
She says, "Well, when we have serious conversations, I know to turn off the humor and be serious."
Oh yeah.
But sometimes when she would she would playfully get angry at me, and she'll point the finger at me and she'll go, "Mister," and that's where it all started 3 years ago.
Oh man.
That's where when we were in North Carolina, that's where it all started.
And when you
We
speak to Jody,
went to the ocean. We went to the ocean in Kitty Hawk, and I did a video and I tried doing it and I couldn't get the finger point. And I said, "Mister," and she says, "I'll do this one, Mister," and that was that.
You gotta
Oh,
think.
she got the cutest voice. I mean, like, and my family had. I have a voice, rough voice, so that's why I had to cam up because everybody like, oh,
yeah.
But she had the like your wife, like I could see if she get mad, you just look at her like you can't take her serious because her voice is like, okay.
When
You just laugh at her.
when she is truly mad at me, I know because she will pronounce my full name.
It's funny.
She will speak my full name.
Jody is such a sweetheart when you speak to her.
Man, Jody's a doll. Jody's an absolute doll.
You know, I remember one time.
I could tell.
He's like, "Hi, Mr. Charles, how you doing?" I said, "Hey," and if you hear any noises, it's me and the boys. You know.
And Charles, let me tell you something about you, Charles. When I was watching that radio station, I seen a part, and I was like, "No, this is not Charles on YouTube." And I was like,
yes,
"Oh my God!" And I had my daughter watching, and she was like, "Mom, he's not that bad." And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "No, but that's not the Charles." She was like, "Mom, come on, you taking it too far." I was like, "Charles is being mean. You was being mean, Charles, on the radio." And I was like, "That is not the." She was like, "Mom, come on, man."
Charles was being himself.
But Charles, I'm like, that is not the Charles I know.
I'll tell you a little secret about it. Tracy and her boyfriend, because we went to her bed, we were in Iraq together, and it was funny because they were like, "Charles, we want because people love the differences, and they're like, "Okay, Charles, you could be yourself." I'm like, "Really? You're sure? Are we positive?" So it was funny, and there's a lot of subject matter that myself, Tracy, and Craddock are going to come back on a show and work with.
Cool. I tell you, there was one night I was on with BGS and with Charles, and Charles was hosting a panel. BGS was there, and a lot of the usual suspects were there. And Jody came in late from work, and she thought I was on camera. And I wasn't on camera, and my microphone was open, and I was just about to make a statement, and all you hear Jody say was, "Don't show them my dirty ass house," and everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel was cracking up.
And it probably was spotless.
You know what? BGS, it really wasn't because we had just moved in and we were still trying to get stuff situated. And there's a green screen that I use. BGS had the perfect comment before I left. When he said, and he's seen Jody, he said, "Tell that black woman of yours I said hello." Jody heard that and fell out.
I'm mad at BGS because you know why?
Why?
Because he won't start the woman with
I think
I'm like, he won't start the woman conversation because that was awesome.
Oh yeah, I think he starts it up.
And he said, "Well, Sheila," I'm like, you know what? I'm mad at him, so I'm not speaking to him until he start that woman again. Because he the one to really start Kevin Samuel off, and a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that's true.
They gave him tips or whatever. I already know. So I'm not speaking to BG. I'm not speaking to him until he start his woman thing.
Oh, you'll speak
because
to him.
that was really
Don't tell that
awesome.
lie.
It was awesome.
And it's funny. It's funny, right? Because a lot of times,
Mhm.
a lot of brothers don't understand the conversations that go on when BGS for Women was going on weekly, which
Right.
gonna nudge BGS to do it again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I've said it, like the conversations between men and women. See, there's a difference between having a conversation and having a conversation with a heathen.
Yes.
Yes.
And people know, if you don't know what the damn difference is, you're too young for this conversation, and you're not mature enough. So there's
Look
a
at Sheila
difference.
pointing her finger. Sheila's giving us the finger point at the camera.
There's a big difference between, being mature about yourself and also taking the time out to be like, okay, we can have discussions, we can have disagreements.
Right.
Now, there are times when the ladies may not like what the men say, and I respect that. I really, 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 really do. But there's times when we're gonna say some shit, and we go hard. And a lot of times, we as men have to say, "Hey, this is what we do. This is what we're about."
I be saying amen. Y'all be getting me. Y'all look. I've been divorced for 12 years. I've been celibate for 12 years. And I was like, y'all be hitting me. I'm like, okay, all right. And I was like, I have learned a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being married, I didn't know nothing about no social media, nothing like that, because I had to take care of home or whatever. After my divorce, my brother introduced me to this, and I had learned a lot from you guys. I had.
And
So I said, Lord, the next husband I have,
I'm humble to hear that.
Yes, I'm dead serious.
Let me drop a salute to the late great Kevin Samuels, and y'all should recognize this soundbite.
Kevin said, Sheila, you got to put yourself out there. And I'm like, Kevin, I'm 50-something years. He said, Sheila, you not a bad looking woman, you nice looking. And I'm like, then y'all say I hit the wall at a certain age. Didn't I hit the wall at a certain age?
I've seen other women get married that in your age bracket. It's not impossible.
Not impossible. It's the fact. It's
you gotta know where to look.
The way you are, Sheila, you're laid back and you're easy on the eyes still. You retained a lot of your beauty from your youth, so you have a good disposition. So you'll get married again. Trust me. You just got to make sure that you marry the right guy and that he's worthy of your time.
Yeah.
Right. I turn a lot down judges and stuff like that because I want to be into my grandson life, you know. So now I says about me, and then so that's why I said, let me come back and listen to y'all. So I was like, oh, Charles on tonight? I said, okay. And I didn't know you were gonna let me on the piano, so I'm like, okay. Now I still got wrench. I said, okay. So I'll be over here listening. I'm on.
I still hear a piece of that New York accent in you, Sheila.
I am.
I still hear a piece of that New York accent. Well, let me get on out of here.
I
leave y'all.
I'm New York to my heart, but I'm in West Virginia now, so
you enjoy that stuff.
I got jokes. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Charles?
Hey, what's up, Lewis?
Hey, what's up, panel?
What's up, Lewis?
Hello, everybody.
We're gonna go AL, then we're gonna go to Lewis. Go ahead, AL.
Check this out. You dead wrong about BGS. He did start that show back up. You need to be looking every Friday, and he runs it randomly, but they're back on. BGS for Women. You just got to look for it, and you got to subscribe to it. BGS Women for Women channel, and that's where you get the updates when they come on. But he's back. He's been back on doing at least the last.
Excuse me, I hear echo. It's not clear.
Well, he's back on. He's been on for the last 3 months. You need to subscribe to BGS for women.
I know that. I hear him.
Okay. Well, let me get on out of here. I'll leave y'all with this.
But I'm be honest. He back off for women because I had not, because I've been moving everything. So he's doing his woman thing.
Yeah,
Because I know he had Ruby over there. Charles.
Yeah, he's doing it again, and he does it more sporadically, but he does it again on Fridays again.
What time Friday?
Between 7 and 9.
Okay.
7 and 9, because he some Fridays our new style comes on, so he tries to have it done before R comes on at 9. So between 7 and 9, you can catch that, and if he's on there, you can join the panel.
Yeah, you got his email?
Yeah, because he has some good information. He really do. And like I said, I call him the master teacher, and he real smart, educated, and all y'all are. The majority of y'all, Charles, all y'all are, and I appreciate y'all. My husband's like that. So
we appreciate you.
Yeah. And the end of the day it's not to tear one another down, it's to lift one another up, and iron sharper iron, and see what we could get, and what I have done in my community. I have a lot of younger women even today call me and ask me for guidance and counsel and stuff like that. So I'm learning a lot from y'all side of view,
Good.
So
that's good.
And there's a comment from D. Scott. Hopefully Sheila can spread the wisdom to other sisters. Just pleasant.
Just pleasant. All right, let me get out of here. Let me say goodnight. Charles, thank you so much.
Charles, you going off?
No, I'm just telling Snowman he's about to go off.
Not Snowman. I remember Snowman. Snowman on?
No, that's Snowman talking.
He is. How you doing, Snowman? Snowman's a mess.
What did I do now?
No, you be everywhere, Snowman. I be in the clouds, but you know what? You be talking some good stuff, Snowman. You do. Everybody like you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta do. I gotta say my liner to you, Snowman.
Go for it.
Kiss the wife.
Go ahead, Snowman. Say
kiss the wife and kiss the wife with a cheek and tell her the champ says hello.
Oh no, Snowman.
I give you Charles. I give you this. I give you this in return.
What about the ones who not married, Snowman?
Let me do it again.
Go ahead. A mess.
Oh man.
And I give you this.
What?
And this. And this.
Snowman, summertime coming, you gonna melt. That's
no, I'm
it.
not.
That's it, Snowman. Yes, you is.
Oh, Jody bakes a belt.
You know what? I know.
Sheila,
I know your wife love you because you got a good sense of humor.
Sheila, I melt around Jody, and that's it. But
yes, I know, Snowman. You a good dude. You is.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Charles, this one's for you.
Tiger uppercut.
That's what I did for last year.
Oh, man. You a damn trip, boy.
Oh, Snowman, I'm gonna cut you apart with. You know what? That's why I'm putting the sun on you, Snowman. You're gonna be melted.
You'll have to catch me. You'll have to catch me first.
Now you gotta. Now you see why. Now you gotta see.
I'm New York. I'm gonna make you at a. You know what, Snowman? You ain't gonna be a snowman no more. You know what?
Honey, I'm always gonna be snowman until the day I go 6 feet under at age 100. Right? Don't even trip.
Man.
Oh, and by the way,
Mister, will you please wake up?
I better go before I have to.
Oh no, Snowman! I'm sitting up here drinking my Moet. What about that? I'm up.
Oh man!
Wait. Hold on. Let me find that word. You're drinking your
what?
Moet.
What?
Moet.
What?
Moet.
What?
Moet.
What?
Can I show you?
That's Steve Austin shit. Still.
Yeah.
Oh man. Now, hey, how you doing, Lou?
Yo, what's up? Yo, I want to personally congratulate you on all your achievements.
Same.
And
you.
yo, did you get the email I sent you?
Let me say good night. Good night, y'all. I love you.
Man.
Until next time. Thank you so much.
Let me make sure I got my email in the chat. I'll post
God
it.
bless. Enjoy your night.
I'll post it in the chat just in case.
No, I sent you an email.
Okay.
Somebody is pulling another a GMT move. That's why I sent you an email.
Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can look it up because shit, I've been looking at different emails coming back and forth. I apologize because shit's been busy. Okay, let me see. When did you send it?
2 days ago.
Try sending it again because it's not coming up.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna text you in the back chat.
Okay. Because I'm looking at and it's funny because did y'all hear? Because I shout out to my boy. He put me on to this news that I might have to do a story on. I want to give the
Hey,
proper.
look at your back chat.
Okay. Shout out to Gavin for putting me on. Oh, that's bullshit. So the bullshit never ends, huh?
Yeah, and he pulled out pictures of him, calling him by his real name and everything.
See, I don't like that because number one, there's a lot of people who keep their identity secret because they know what these people will do on the internet. And a lot of you, I'm pretty sure this is the same group who was with me when there was a certain troll who did it, and I had to inform them. You don't do that shit. And what makes it fucked up is that BGS would like that. BGS is very known in the pro-black community. Let's just keep it a buck. And a lot of the people that who's the Johnny Come Latelys in the pro-black community, he interviewed on radio. So and did so years ago. Like he spoke with Ayala. He spoke with a lot of your favorites. And to do that to a guy who brings the knowledge he does, see, this is the reason why the black community stays stagnant. You cannot defend or go on the assault against an opinion. You got to hit the person personally. And I think the fact that you cannot go against their words or their actions show how lowbrow and unintelligent that person truly is.
But hey, Charles, but they're trying to tarnish it more, and they're using audio that from Edigon Forrest had said and trying to blanket that on everyone.
See, it goes back to what I said earlier. Where were these niggas when there was a hit list going against content creators in Manosphere 2.0? Where were these niggas? See, you had a lot of the people trying to disparage and the black manosphere, and Sheila just said she looks forward to the BGS for women. She learns a lot from it. And it's funny that where are these Johnny Come Latelys? Why don't they follow in?
Right.
Why can't they emulate it? If you can do what I could do better, then prove it. But you want to break down and try to tear down a man's legacy where his channel was actually one of the first channels that you actually got to hear the female perspective.
Right.
If you agreed with it or not. You wouldn't have had the octane levels without BGS. Hell, you wouldn't have had Kevin Samuels without BGS.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something? And a lot of people don't understand the history that BGS was teaching Kevin Samuels. A lot of people don't understand that.
No,
You
they
don't know the history of that.
No, they don't.
And then one thing you gotta realize, one thing about a great teacher, a student will be great like the teacher, but the teacher don't have to be in front. He will push the student, and that's what BGS did with Kevin Samuels. I already know that.
Yeah, and I
think, know that.
And I
but
think,
a lot of people didn't know that.
I think there's a lot of jealousy. And I'm just going to talk about that for a minute. And correct me if I'm wrong, Lewis.
No.
That a lot.
I'm on mute.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Lewis. How much jealousy do you think this is?
Oh, well, it's a whole lot of jealousy, and there's certain someone. He started making his bones ever since Austin Hollerman. And he tried taking shots at
yeah, I'm looking at the channel now. He's a hater.
Yeah, and he took shots at Black Ram, trying to get clout.
Yeah,
and he been going after everyone in the space. I guess try to get attention, but I've been snooping in the clouds in his on his shows, and the shit these women be talking about. They talking about getting audio clips, sending them to the FBI and all this shit. You gotta listen to some of these shows.
Stop. Really?
And they're trying to put like this domestic terrorist label on the manosphere in order to shut them up. And they're very open on what their mission is. They're trying to shut shit down.
Yeah. And it's crazy because let's say if they succeeded, right? Let's say they succeeded at getting all the Black Manosphere guys off of YouTube. We all hang up the towels and retire. What's going to replace it? Them?
Some start using my connection. What about that?
And what makes it even funnier is that you get a lot of these dudes in this so-called space. They're very idiotic. They're very.
Can I say something, guys? And y'all won't take it no further. I don't know how many in the chat, but let me tell you something. My brother, wife, she cut him 30 times in the head.
Ooh.
In the head. She assault him. Don't you know I had to shut down the police department? I mean, this just a couple of months ago or whatever. And I had remember, y'all remember, I had the new captain, lieutenant of the police department. I interviewed him. The same one, he didn't defend my brother. Because the end of the day is, my brother caught his wife with another man. Don't you know she cut my brother 32 times in the head? I could have shot her, but I didn't do that. And in the day is, we went to court or whatever, and it was on her side, but wasn't. But in the day is, black males, period. I ain't using no colors. Y'all they don't really consider y'all being abused by women. And that's what today I'm doing for the law, because when it said women get abused, men get abused too. Yeah. Already passed the law when it came to New York State, when the woman have a baby, they automatically have custody. I already stopped that. Now, my thing is for when men get abused by women.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those things that Dr. Tia San talked about yesterday. How a lot of men are not being called victims of abuse.
They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. And we went to the federal, and she was like, "Oh my God!" When she seen my brother head, she said, "You better thank God you have a sister like that, because you call me a pick me or whatever you want to. Let me tell you something. I only had one brother. My mother had 5 daughters and one brother." And we always look after our brother, because one thing about women, y'all can say what y'all want to say about us. Y'all can build up a empire for 50 years. We could tear that down in a couple of days.
Hey, Charles.
We got everybody on our side.
Yeah.
And we can say whatever we want to say. Y'all not protected. And one thing I say I want to do, I want to protect my brother behind these Jezebels. Because let me tell you something, they have a baby just to come up. A woman could have a baby and get on social service, and the man could have a baby, and what service he get? Because the government is behind a woman.
Yeah.
And I always told my daughters, if you get pregnant, you ain't no child support. You gonna go to school, do what you want. Hey, my daughter had her first baby when she was a virgin at 29 years old.
Damn.
And my youngest one, a business, she a truck driver, she don't have no kids. So I put that in their head. No. Nah.
And
So y'all could call me, they could call me whatever they want. Y'all don't have no protection.
No, we
Y'all
don't.
skin color and everything, and it's sad. So okay, I'm on mute.
Go ahead, Lewis.
I'm serious. I'm on mute because I'm fighting this now, and the federal woman was like, "God, wow, I wish we had more women like you," because it's sad. It's really sad. My brother found his wife. I mean, and then he was so silly. She had 3 kids by another man. He married her. And I'm like, come on.
Wow. Well, go ahead.
And you know, he said to us, "Oh, you know what? Because y'all so this and that and whatever. And I want to marry somebody like y'all." She was not like us.
Hold on for a second, Sheila. Go ahead, Lewis.
I'm on mute.
I'm going to tell you how deep this go. All this is stemming from Clubhouse. I suggest, if you ever have the time, make yourself a Clubhouse profile. And one of the main ones to spread this shit.
What is Clubhouse? What is Clubhouse?
It's a social app. It came up during COVID. And it's where a lot of them went to. And Charles is a certain someone that you had beef with. And I'll put the name in the back channel. And you'll know who I'm talking about.
Charles, you have a Clubhouse?
Oh, no, I don't have a Clubhouse account.
I don't know what Clubhouse
is.
Go ahead. I'm on mute.
I think I might have to make one. So, but continue, Lewis.
Oh yeah, I put the names in the back, in the back channel.
Oh, that jackass.
Yeah, and they're the ones, and it's a lot of the divestors over there, and they're the ones that spreading this shit about it more, and they personally blame BGS for radicalizing everybody in the manosphere.
That's bull crap.
With them being militant.
That's bull crap. That's bull crap. Because when I came, and I'm be honest, when I came on YouTube, I came on the police advisory committee. BGS, me and a lieutenant would listen to him. So educated, so smart. and I was like, wow, he is so smart. And I was taking out notes and everything. So go ahead.
Nah, and now this shit is coming over to YouTube now, and it's this real rhetoric by, I don't know, with these females scared as hell. I don't know. I guess the manosphere is making a dent in how men are moving, and it's scaring the shit out of women. And it's like a sign of desperation on their behalf, the way they're acting. And they talking about weaponizing the FBI and everybody. I guess this is the apocalypse 2.0. So
Mm-hmm.
Can
Yeah.
I say something, guys? And y'all won't persecute me?
Go ahead.
It's always the non-attractive woman's always got something negative to say. Can I say that?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Can I say that? It's always the non-attractive ones, the one with 4 or 5 baby daddies or whatever. And I'm be honest, but the ones who, when we was in school, got married at a young age, we don't have no problem. Our mother taught us how to be wise, taught us how to shoot our men. So it's always, and I hate to say this, and somebody could come with me, and I'm a fighter, I'm a warrior. The fat ones, the not attractive ones, they're real educated, but ain't no man want them. And they always come against guys. And you know it's not the attractive ones always come against y'all. Okay, I'm on mute.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like you were saying, Lewis, you got a lot of these haters trying to make names for themselves, trying to set up stuff, and I'm just thinking to myself, one, you can't be this much of a hater. You can't be this much of an idiot trying to disparage a man who literally said, "Look, this is what we need to do." And now we're supposed to just sit by idly while these idiots try to run roughshod. I'm just wondering what the hell's going on. Because when we actually have conversations of merit, what's going to happen? Who's going to replace BGS if he says, "Fuck it, I'm out"?
well, you know what it is. At first,
BGS ain't going nowhere. Where he go? He is not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. No, he not. He's not going. If I had to take a petition, he's not going nowhere.
No. But go ahead, Lewis.
Well, at first I thought it was a cloud chase because, like, when he went after Black Ram, I know Black Ram. We talk on the phone, me and Ram.
Yeah, Ram cool.
And yeah, like, and see, Ram really don't even consider himself part of the manosphere. You know, and he does his thing. He don't even fuck with nobody.
No,
And
cool. I don't know why.
And I could somewhat, and when he went after Angry Man, I could see him going after Angry Man because Angry Man's a polarizing figure, and it's just hate, on this certain individual. Angry Man is more prominent out there, and his media personality could be polarizing if you don't know how to take him. And he's a big dog out there, so logically you would target him. But now you're going after BGS, like something don't seem right. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Well, it's actually in its description. The title is dedicated to exposing black men and their hatred of black women. Blah blah blah, whatever. I'm like, okay, well, you're gonna you clout chaser. It is what it is.
That's all you want to get. That's all you want to do is the clout chase. That's all you're good for. Is a good clout chasing. See, this goes back to what I said. What are you going to replace this shit with? What are you going to replace it with?
Right.
Can y'all give me history on this? Cause I've been moving now. I don't know what's going on. So what's going on, BGS?
Well, there's some people trying to talk shit and do all kinds of disparaging things towards BGS because one, I think just out of plain and simple jealousy
Yeah.
and idiocy. And like I said this, what are they gonna what can they bring up of intellectual status? How many PhDs did they bring to the space?
0.
They want everything
And
at the status quo. That's what they want. They want
I told
everything back the
BGS
way it
over and over
was.
again. I told BGS over and over again. They have your wrong daddy syndrome. That's what it is. You're
Wow.
wrong.
Is
That's what I
that
call
much
it.
jealousy towards him?
Yeah, that's what I call it. That's what I call it, Sheila. You're wrong, daddy syndrome. Well, actually, I say it like this: You're wrong, daddy. But that's what I think these dudes' problem is. Because when you listen to them argue with BGS, that's exactly what it sounds like. Now, BGS is obviously not their daddy, but they have daddy issues.
And he don't talk about women's. He give us good advice. I mean, one thing about BGS and I like about him is educated, he's smart. Charles, all of you guys are, y'all are. And when he say it at a love and concern. So the end of the day is how you gonna turn around and you know what? That's all right because I'm gonna bring my people out.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my people out, and yeah, and I got doctors, the psychiatrists, all that because let me tell you something. One of my lieutenant would listen to BGS, and he was like, "Oh, he's smart, he's educated." He was like, "But do they really listen to him? Is they getting it?" Because then he looked at the other sector, and it was like they acting like animals, which is the black sector, the manosphere, the beast sector. And this was like in 2000 and what, 16?
Yeah. And a lot of these guys, you got to think, are acting like the women that they complain about.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's funny because speaking of a Mary Brown and people like him,
wow.
People forget that the receipts that we have on a lot of people are more damaging.
Go ahead, Charles.
He was part of Cynthia G's group.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was on this.
Wasn't she about black men promoting whatever?
Yeah, promoting the
Okay.
abortion of young black babies, of young male black.
No, before Cynthia got into that, wasn't she was like power to the people? She was on your side.
Yeah, she was a hotepper.
Yeah, she was a hotepper finger stepper, but she's like, she was like, get that way till she got checked for saying the wrong thing to a certain group of people. Yep. And now she figured out it was more profitable to shit on us. I mean, hey, that's why I tell people support your interests.
Mm-hmm. Keep it neutral. You look at my thing, I ain't changed, spiritual, whatever, Charles. And I one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna talk about my brother because I know if it wasn't about American, y'all made American what it is today.
Yeah. And it's funny because when we have conversations, which people don't like it when we have these conversations, they don't like it. It's always some shit.
No.
And yes,
but then when you want to separate from the thugs and the jealousy or whatever, oh, you think you better than us, or are you white, are you this and that? No, because why should I have to live in an environment that my family in danger? Now, I'm gonna tell you something, and I wasn't gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I don't have all that much money. I don't. I retired at the age of 41 because I had congestive heart failure, right? But I had divorce insurance, and my husband didn't want to divorce me, but I divorced him because he had a baby. Now, just 2 months ago, I went to New York. Don't you know somebody vandalized my car, my Mercedes?
Wow.
Wait, I have full coverage. Now, one thing everybody know about Mercedes parts not cheap.
Nope.
Hell
Yeah.
no.
So the end of the day is, before I went to New York, I was down there because my great grandfather had 90 acres. We got funeral homes, we got supermarket, we got all that. So I said, let me go back home, and help my daughter with my grandson. Somebody vandalized my car. I had to stay in New York for a month and a week to get my car fixed. Not knowing where I live at now is a Mercedes park, a Mercedes dealer like 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
One thing about us, and I hate to say this, and don't get me wrong, we hate to see each other really doing good. And it's sad.
I mean,
It's sad because people, they look at me as materialistic, high maintenance. I'm very simple. I'm very simple. I bought me a nice little condo here at West Virginia until I get my house built where my land at.
yeah, you gotta.
Okay, I'm driving Mercedes, but I gave my uncle a Lexus.
You're a generous person.
And I gave my uncle a Lexus, not on my mother's side because they ain't wanting nothing. My father's side.
I got it.
And let me tell you something. That Lexus was a good Lexus because I had two cars, and he was like, and I gave it to him. And then I gave my other brother a Chevy. So the end of the day is materialistic ain't nothing to me. But as black people, we need to stop that.
I'm gonna say this, Sheila. A lot of this stuff is ingrained because we have a very disturbing Highlander syndrome, and there can only be one. And like when Lewis and AB were talking about, it was like, a lot of these people are just haters. They're either trying to make a name for themselves.
I'm understanding.
Or they just hating. And there's
I'm understanding.
And there's no reason to hate because guess what? The internet's big enough for everybody.
But check this out. I'm retired. I had to retire early. Come on. I'm not middle class no more. I consider myself as no class. I make good money every month where, I'm getting by and everything, whatever. But the end of the day is it's sad. And where I'm living at now, let me tell you something. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
You gotta realize is that we're in a state right now where you have several people, instead of actually putting material or putting content forward that actually engages us intellectually, you're having a subhuman conversation of shit that we already talked about years ago.
Right.
And a lot of these Negroes are still on this shit because, they came on to BGS's platform. BGS debunked them. They're but they won't say shit about a person, talking about you, Cynthia, who stated openly about aborting black male babies.
Because you know what? It's all about likes and views and money.
Yeah, but
You
I think
sold your
it.
soul to the devil. That's what it's all about.
Mhm. I think it's a combination of fear and jealousy. If you think about it, when
Nah,
KS,
nah. Mm-mm,
well,
mm-mm,
look,
mm-mm.
wait, when KS popped real hard, the main thing besides his so-called talking points, what a lot of people was chattering about
Somebody got
was
feedback. Echo.
the money that he was making on super chats. And now, what's the big thing in the space right now? The talk of the town is all these so-called intellectuals talking about T.S. Johnson, Green Gorilla, and Dr. O'Neill in the space. It is a combination of fear because it's making an impact, and it's jealousy because people are pocket watching these content creators of how much money they're making. If you listen to them, that's what they
I
be
like
talking
that.
about.
I mean, it's
I
all
I
about
I, I I like that.
it's all about.
Charles, how many days a week you come on?
Well,
I think it's
try to
me.
come on more because I just graduated from ESI, so applying that.
Yeah, yes. Congratulations.
So
I think that's me having feedback.
so hopefully I'll be on a better schedule than I was last 3 months. But it's a bunch of goddamn jealousy, man. It's the same shit every year. You don't come up with better content. You want to hate. Now you want to pull out people's personal lives, their pictures. Like, think about it, right? Motherfuckers got to hide their identity because they know how sick some individuals are. You showing pictures of a man's daughter. Like, I'm going to explain this. People will kill you over that shit. People will
Well,
seriously hurt you.
well, look me up. You gonna see I ran for board education and everything. I think it's me.
No, it's probably me, but
Uh, but pull me up. I ran for board education with. But let me tell you, it is Charles. It is. So I had to really, really be careful that who I affiliate myself with because I'm doing something different now. I'm in a whole different town, whatever. So when the next time you be on?
I might be on sometime this week.
Okay.
Maybe Monday or Tuesday early. So
Cause I'm not getting your. I just happen to yeah.
I think I'm gonna just say this before I cut out because I'm gonna finish packing.
Okay, go ahead.
I think everybody who's listening to me needs to unsubscribe then resubscribe because
That's what I did. I did
I
that.
think YouTube is fucking with a lot of our Black Manosphere channels, and they're purposely doing this dastardly shit. And I'd like to thank you again, Lewis, for the info because this has to be talked about. This has to be talked about because, like you said, Lewis, it's funny how we have the. You still there, Lewis? Oh, you muted up.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
It's funny how now that we have PhDs in our space, now you have these guys feeling really inadequate and intimidated because think about it. Remember when Amiri went against Green Gorilla and got embarrassed? Hell, it was on my show.
Yeah.
And
you should repost that. You should repost that episode.
I gotta fucking repost that, man. I need to get the clip of that shit where he admits. I'm probably missing out with so much on AdSense because I didn't have the time to clip that shit. I've said this before. All the professionals that came to this space, 95% of them came through BGS. Am I lying or am I right?
You're absolutely right.
So
he a master teacher. I call him the master teacher.
Oh
And
yeah.
once yes, he. You know what? Give him his flowers while he living.
Yeah,
Yep.
you have to. You have to.
I'm be honest. Give him his flowers while he living. And what y'all really need to do, that really make a piano and honor him.
Yeah, and I think that you're absolutely right, Sheila. And I think that a lot of people can't they can't stand it because the nickname was given to him. He didn't call himself the master teacher; it was given to him.
Yep.
And I think a lot of that jealousy's because a lot of black men don't want to admit this. They don't want to admit that there's another black man that might be better at them at something.
It doesn't. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. It does not matter.
And I think,
Come up with a team, and I would love it.
and
And give him his flowers while he living, because you know what? Time is ticking. We don't know when the next time we're gonna see each other. And I'm be honest.
that is very true because nobody. When David Carroll passed, nobody knew. When Kevin passed, nobody knew. And I mean,
Yeah, that really shook me because I was emailing David Carroll, for his his off YouTube shows,
yeah,
and he
FS
usually
Avenger.
yeah, and he usually emails me right back, but the week he passed, I didn't get an email back. I was like, okay, what's going on? Then I heard like a week
Well,
later he
I had
passed. Like, damn.
I contacted Brian Solange and also Brother Logic and Common Sense on Facebook because if you remember David Carroll's last YouTube episode where he was coughing real bad, and everybody in the comments like that don't sound good, and then when he didn't post, I had hit up Brian Solange on
hmm.
Facebook. Yeah.
And I mean, it was funny because a lot of people, if people thought we were raw about shit,
Oh
David,
yeah, David Carroll.
you know, David gave it to you raw, no chaser, no ice even. And I mean, he said, pour me a double shot of the strongest shit you got. That's him. And
Yeah.
it's crazy because I've noticed that there's a lot of heat for this space, but there's never heat for people who talks about aborting black male babies. There's no heat for a lot of these people who are trying to push uh LGBT agenda to little kids. There's no push to people
There's no
abusing their children. There's no push of keeping children away from their fathers for no apparent reason. There's no real push for shit that it actually is actually detrimental to our community. There's
But you know what,
yeah.
Charles? Forget about the negativity. Why BGS here? Let's get together and give him a piano and give him his flowers while he's here. Because when he dead, he can't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Okay.
That's actually not a bad idea to
Yeah.
actually give him his
And
props.
and what I would do, I would get my mayor, my senator to be a part of that. Because my mayor had heard him and he said he's smart, he's educated or whatever. So do that. Do that. Because you know what? Tomorrow's not promised to us.
Yeah, and I
The
mean,
next hour, the next minute is not promised to us. So appreciate him while he here and there. I don't see the chat. I don't know if he in the chat, whatever. But I'm saying BGS he real educated. He's a teacher. He's a master teacher.
yeah, and it's funny.
So don't wait. Don't wait. Do it ASAP. Get a team. I'm serious. Because let me tell you something. I was like, listen, I was like, God, wow. I had my mayor listen, he was like Sheila, and my daughter even said it. And then when you're with your show, I was like, oh, my daughter like, Mom, you going at it? I was like, that's not the child I know. She was like, Mom, come on, you over dramatic. I was like, really? Yeah, that's how. I mean,
But I'm gonna tell Tracy that we need.
Yeah, no, they're like, my daughter, like, you over dramatic. I'm like, no, that's not Charles. I don't. She was like, Mom, come on. I'm like, because they talk like that, whatever. And I'm like, since I got out of the coma, I'm like real ghetto or whatever. And my daughter did not like that. They were like, it's not that. They were like, they be like this. It's not that serious. I'm like, calm down or whatever. I'm like, calm down. Or whatever. I'm from the projects. They're like, really? Cause I had not raised my kids in the ghetto or nothing like that, whatever. They always thought we had money, so they were like, when you was acting up, Charles, you was acting up one show, and I was like that, and my daughter like, Mom, it's not that serious. I was like, it is, but she don't act like that. She was like, I'm not even gonna entertain that, and she left. And I was like, no, I was like, no, you didn't.
Oh yeah.
You was acting up. And then the host, she was like, I was like, I'm going to tell Charles about himself.
Everybody.
My daughter was like, Mom, it's not that serious. He's like, just like.
Your daughter probably loved it.
Yeah. Hey, Charles, I'm about to cut out. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, I'm about to end
the
show.
But I'm good night. I love you guys. And yeah. I'm out too.
Lewis and Sheila, don't be strangers. Woo!
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not, because you was a handful.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. But think about give BGS his flowers while he here.
Okay.
You hear me?
Of course.
Yeah, and make it beautiful. That's what I did to my uncles. I did my uncles that. I did my uncles. I on my panels, I gave them their flowers and everything or whatever, because they kept the land and everything or whatever. My uncle mad because I'm here in West Virginia and I help him. Let me tell you something. My land, Charles, I had to do this and that or whatever. I was like, oh, it's clear. And he was like, oh, you just left and went to West Virginia. I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna do me a module home because you got 90 acres. I'm like, come on, I got an acre. I'm just like, I am not doing all that. Okay, I love you guys. And keep on doing what y'all doing. Charles, I'll see you when you come on again. You said next week.
Yeah, this week. Give me about a day or two to sleep off the jet lag.
I know your wife was like, oh, you know what? I know you're a handful.
If
but
I was married. If I was married.
All right. Love you guys. Everybody in chat.
All right, Lewis.
Bless and blessings. Okay. Good night.
I shot it to you in the back channel.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Oh man. All right, just text my phone and I'm gonna save the number.
All right, good to go.
All right. Later, folks.